Over the last week, I'm pretty sure just about everyone has heard about the Titan submersible, and if you haven't, congrats on living under a rock. It must be very peaceful. For those of you not in the know, or for those of you who need a quick refresher, basically some people devised a very, very brilliant contraption, which was a submarine made out of ill-advised, essentially Home Depot parts and a hull that couldn't withstand pressure cycles, and they sent that shit to the Titanic, which is very down under the ocean, to put it quite simply. There's a massive amount of depth between the surface and the Titanic, and there's a bunch of atmospheres of pressure, and there's a whole bunch of science about why this was a stupid idea. But regardless, Rush, I will be remembered for the safety rules I broke. Stockton must have said that to, like, the monkey's paw, because he was remembered for the safety rules he's broken. And I mean that in the sense that the Titan submersible catastrophically imploded, killing everyone on board. And a lot of people have been laughing about it because this is the internet. Now, of course, with people laughing about it, there's people going, "No, you can't laugh at the rich people dying." Yes, you can. That's the whole point of this video. You can laugh at the rich people dying. On board the boat, on board the Dinky, the Doohickey, was a billionaire and a couple of multi-millionaires, and billionaires aren't people, so there's no loss of human life in that guy. Fuck you, dude. Glad you died. And then there is, of course, the few multi-millionaires. There was obviously Rush, who led 5 other people to their deaths with his arrogance because he asked while making this thing, "Can I use carbon fiber composite?" And the US Navy was like, "No, don't do that. Bad idea." And you know what he fucking did? He did it anyways. So really, you brought this upon yourself, my man. Believe it or not, you don't consult NASA about the bottom of the ocean. They're not really there. Also on board was a French diver with this very hard to pronounce last name. I believe it's pronounced Nagrele. You know, he was a passionate guy. He was doing what he loved, and I would feel bad, except he's essentially promoting grave tourism. If some French dude pulled up to your grandma's cemetery and was like, "Yeah, that's where that bitch died," isn't that interesting? Maybe you wouldn't be rocking with it. So, again, tough, man. You really brought this upon yourself. And then, of course, Shazda Dawood and Solomon Dawood. And Shazda kind of, the dude read the waiver, and he signed it. The only one not worth laughing at here is Solomon, because he was a 19-year-old guy who only got on the submarine because his dad was like, "Please, son, it'll be a good Father's Day gift." And that proved to be a fatal mistake. So I kind of do feel bad for the guy, but also 19-year-old millionaire Nepo baby. Tough shit. I wouldn't make memes about the 19-year-old. Everyone else, yeah, I'm making memes about him. It's just happening. So obviously there's that whole ordeal, and some people still might be like, you can't make light of tragedy. 9/11 jokes. Any joke about any unfortunate historical occurrence. Ever. Literally any. It's just a part of human nature. And the internet is unfortunately quite the reflection of human nature. So, yeah, I think ethically, from a moral standpoint, it's always okay to laugh at misfortune happening to billionaires. Personally, when Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos kicks a bucket, I'm popping open the bottles of finest champagne and the most expensive cigars I can find. And also, not to mention, the whole rescue effort proves what a lot of people who are already in the political know already knew, which is that every year, hundreds to thousands of people die trying to make unsanctioned, unsafe crossings to safer nations, especially in Europe. Sometimes from Mexico to America, not as often there. But we have had the resources to keep these people from dying on these crossings for decades now. And of course, everyone's been like, "Oh no, we don't have the resources." And then they go and they spend actual, like, thousands of dollars looking for 5 rich dudes in a submarine. It's asinine, it's ridiculous, and it's stunningly apparent who has the priority and who is treated as a human being by the current system we live in. And that's part of why there's so much vitriol directed towards these people, is because they get treated like human beings because they have the right number of commas in their bank account. But if it had been 5 broke motherfuckers in that sub, nobody was coming for them. Not one person. But oh no, it's the millionaire venture capitalist entrepreneur with this great idea and super unsafe submarine. We can't let him die. The world lost so much. The world lost an arrogant cockbag who thought he could get away with ignoring everyone who told him that his bullshit was going to get people killed. There is no polite way around that. The world lost a billionaire. I hate to break this to you, billionaires aren't good people. You don't become a billionaire by being a friendly, lovable guy. We lost an investor. An investor? Oh, what? You go... A toddler playing with blocks could be an investor. That is basically an in club for people whose dads had enough money. And we lost the son of an investor, and that's unfortunate, because maybe that guy could have gone on to do great things. But also, he was born into a life of wealth. Chances are he was going to be a cunt like a lot of people born into lives of wealth. And then we lost a diver who had no problem profiting off of a mass grave. That's just an upstanding guy. Me personally, if there was a lot of money to be made from it, I don't think I'd be comfortable profiting off of a graveyard. So, yeah. I think it's totally fine to laugh at these guys. Anyway, this is a short little opinion piece, a little stinky from another pen. I decided I was going to do a dual upload this week. I'm not going to plug any of my shit in the description of this. If you liked the video, you can subscribe. If you disliked the video, you can comment and tell me to kill myself. I just made the thing, man. It's up to you to interpret it. I will be back later this week. Have a great time. As always, huge thanks to the patrons. We are growing in number. And that is meant to be ominous. And until next time, have a great time. Memento mori.